Well, hi there, Andrew Bell with you from a city that's really starting to buzz. With most of the international athletes for the Commonwealth Games already here, road closures taking place, full security ramping right up, and a final dress rehearsal for the official opening of the Commonwealth Games next Wednesday evening on the 4th of April. This week I want to touch on a couple of topics that I might describe as who would have guessed. With our growth in the economy over the past year, reducing unemployment and building up company profits, there's been an amazing, if not breathtaking, $10 billion turnaround in our budgetary position. And that's only in the last 2 months. This is mainly through tax collections that's giving the governments enormous opportunities now to bring forward the projected surplus that we've all been waiting for and or the tax relief that everyone would love to see. If they can generate next to $10 billion in 2 months, imagine what they can do over a year. While so much time has been focused on petty politics, infighting, quietly behind the scenes, we've been building a really good platform for our economy. Now this may well link in my next who would have guessed, where the latest Westpac Melbourne Institute of Consumer Sentiment shows that it is now recorded the 4th month of above a 100-point level, which marks that there are more optimists than pessimists in relation to the real estate market. Despite discussions about Sydney and Melbourne peaking, this survey, measuring when it's a good time to buy a dwelling, has reignited after a long downturn of 2017, and there's been an upswing in 2018. Pessimists certainly dominated the market in 2017, yet the survey shows the assessment of family finances recovered some of the losses of the last month or so, as the sub-indexes tracking views on finances versus a year ago, rising 2.4%, and the sub-index tracking expectation for finances over the next 12 months, up 2.1%. There's little doubt that the improving news on the economy and much talked about wages growth about to click in would account for most of that optimistic sentiment. Now the next who would have guessed is the unbelievable growing number of people suggesting that official interest rates may in fact fall at some time in the future. This is from reading history that suggests when there is a difference between long-term and short-term interest rates and it falls to below 0.5%, then official rates will often fall. There's also growing awareness that about a third of banks' funding now comes from overseas. And with official rates rising in those countries where we borrow money, and with banks factoring a possible losses from faltering borrowers at present, the banks have actually increased lending rates independent of the Reserve Bank. There is a belief that the Reserve Bank will be concerned that these higher rates by the banks, independent of their own settings, may put a brake on the economy. So it's not inconceivable that there could be an official interest rate drop, although the most likely scenario is for the existing settings to continue longer than we might have otherwise believed. Now these three interesting factors that have come into play over the past week just provides another level of somewhat confusion for many people about what's going to happen with the real estate market moving forward. Moving from real estate for a moment, I must be open about the fact that I have an added level of excitement about the Commonwealth Games. Having been a committee chairperson for the bid to secure the Games for the Gold Coast, and then over the past 5 years on a Gold Dock committee that is part of the organising of the Games, I know what securing the Games has already done for our city and the potential for what can come post-Games. Our office has bucked the trend of most real estate agents who are all but closing down over the next few weeks. Our belief is, with over 700,000 additional visitors to the Gold Coast, there will be buyers of Gold Coast properties amongst them. As such, we have our biggest promotion of Gold Coast property that we have had in the past 10 years. In the interest of each and every one of our clients, our whole team of 270 will be cranking up, not cranking down. Keep a good eye out for the Gold Coast Bulletin over the next few weeks and you'll see an amazing selection of Gold Coast real estate as the biggest audience of local, national, international visitors descend on the Gold Coast and experience the Gold Coast in its finest hour. Well, have a safe and enjoyable Easter and let the Games begin. Be back with you again in a fortnight.